dive into Trevor Lawrence. So Trevor Lawrence, the quarterback out of Clemson, was selected with the #1 overall pick in the 2021 NFL draft. And look, there's no exact science to the draft, especially when evaluating the quarterback position. Sometimes you just flat out get lucky. The New England Patriots, they got lucky by getting Tom Brady. No one thought Tom Brady was going to develop into becoming the greatest quarterback of all time when Tom Brady was at Michigan. No one thought that. Same thing with Dak Prescott. No one thought Dak Prescott was going to be this good back when he was at Mississippi State. Russell Wilson, out of Wisconsin. Could we imagine Russell Wilson winning a Super Bowl and being one of the 5 best quarterbacks in the world? I'd say a lot of people doubted Russell Wilson. The Seattle, Dallas, New England, they got lucky with those picks. Sometimes you draft a quarterback that's just too good to pass up on. Sometimes there's a player that drops to you and you say, man, we have some needs, but we can't pass on this quarterback. Similar to how the Green Bay Packers did in 2005 when they drafted Aaron Rodgers. They said, Aaron Rodgers, even though we have Brett Favre, he's too good to pass up on. And Green Bay ends up being the biggest winner of that draft. That was a home run. And sometimes you bank on the potential of a player. Patrick Mahomes. A lot of people had questions about Patrick Mahomes coming out of Texas Tech. They say he's a Big 12 quarterback, can't read a defense, makes questionable decisions. Andy Reid took a flyer on Patrick Mahomes, developed him properly. He becomes arguably the best player in all football as we speak today. And sometimes people, when the pick is obvious, you don't need to overthink it. Peyton Manning, he was an obvious pick. Cam Newton, obvious pick a couple of years ago. Deshaun Watson should have obviously been the #1 overall pick. I understand Patrick Mahomes has developed in what he developed into, but Deshaun Watson was the better player in college, okay? And even Andrew Luck was a no-brainer. Baker Mayfield, to me, in that draft, it was a no-brainer. I know that Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson developed into being these phenomenal players, but Cleveland today is not regretting drafting Baker Mayfield, okay? Trevor Lawrence, to me, falls in the category of an obvious draft pick. I mean, you see the arm talent. He won a lot of big games. He's mature beyond his years. He reads defenses very well, has NFL habits. He's a very underrated athlete. He checks all the boxes, okay? And listen, if Trevor Lawrence ends up becoming a bust, then hey, at least you went down swinging by trying to hit a good pitch, okay? You selected a good pitch to hit, you just missed. Trevor Lawrence, he should work. If he doesn't work, then that just goes to show you that there's no can't miss prospect out there. There's no such thing as that, okay, if Trevor Lawrence misses, okay, because he has all the talent in the world. And Dabo Swinney said, Dabo Swinney, his college coach at Clemson, he said Trevor Lawrence is the best high school quarterback that he's ever evaluated. And by the way, Dabo Swinney warned y'all about Deshaun Watson. He said Deshaun Watson has Michael Jordan qualities when he was coming out of Clemson. And some people didn't listen to Dabo Swinney. A lot of those teams regret it. Okay, so look, I like what Trevor Lawrence brings to the table. I believe he was worthy of the #1 overall pick. Will he live up to the insane amount of hype he's, received? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. All I know is based on what Trevor Lawrence displayed in college compared to his contemporaries, he has the best chance to become a franchise quarterback. Will he become as good as Trey Lance or Justin Fields one day? Maybe, maybe not. But he just doesn't have a whole lot of bust potential. And that's where you look at Trevor Lawrence and you say, okay, this guy, not a whole lot of question marks. Let's just pick him, And hey, if Justin Fields ends up becoming better, or Trey Lance, or Mac Jones, or Zach Wilson, so what? We can live with that because we got our guy, okay? The Indianapolis Colts were very satisfied with Andrew Luck in their draft class. Russell Wilson is still the best quarterback from that draft class, but, Indianapolis, you didn't want to take that risk, So that's how I feel about Trevor Lawrence. I believe he's walking into a better situation than people are willing to admit. I believe in Urban Meyer. I do think Jacksonville has some talent. The biggest question about Trevor Lawrence is how hungry is the guy? Because he doesn't have to deal with a whole lot of, adversity based on his contemporaries. Zach Wilson was passed up by big-time schools. Mac Jones had to fight for his starting job at Alabama. Trey Lance was doubted during the pre-draft process. For some reason, people think Justin Fields, for whatever reason, is the 5th best quarterback in this draft class all of a sudden. The Chris Sims of the world, things like that. They're saying Justin Fields isn't that good. I disagree. Now Justin Fields has motivation. Everyone's hyping up Trevor Lawrence. They're saying he's great. But can Trevor Lawrence deliver? We shall see. I'm excited to find out. And I do endorse this pick. However, we'll see what happens in the future. I believe Trevor Lawrence can be a successful quarterback. No doubt about it. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juiciest Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. And I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juiciest Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God bless day, and I'm out.